If you've been following me on Twitter or coming out to some of my live streams, which are both down in the description down below, by the way, but you would know that I've been going through most of the FGO story that I have definitely been procrastinating on, which is not because, I'm one of those skip Andes, I don't just click the skip immediately. It's just I don't like reading it on stream, and that's usually when I'm playing the most FGO. So I just say, okay, I'll just skip through it. We'll do the gameplay and stuff. We'll do the boss fights and whatnot. And then I'll read it in my own time, but my own time really never comes because then I get busy with other things and then I don't want to read stuff. But I finally decided to just sit down with Lost Belt 7 coming out at the end of the year, and I thought this is a great time to get caught up on everything. And it was just Lost Belt 3 up to Lost Belt 6, and I have really been enjoying it. As an aside, I cannot believe I've been missing out on so much Peak, so much so that my summoning plans have been drastically altered. I was not planning on going on anything but the Ruler Moriarty GSSR, but now I'm going to be doing the Archer one because not only do I want Super Orion in my Chaldea, but I want to Grail that main. Same thing for Kentoki. After doing High-End Kyo, I already wanted him because I think his outfit looks super sick. That thing is nasty. But after finishing High-End Kill, which was a pretty short, cool read, I'll give it that, I have seen a new side of Kentoki, or maybe one that's just exacerbated because he seems to be a bit younger in High-End Kyo, where he is just a big, dumb, stupid head, right? He is a big lunk, and I absolutely love it. It is hilarious. I fully expected a line of, all right, man, you just got to use your head, and he was going to headbutt somebody. He didn't do that, but it was well within my expectations that he would do something like that. Same thing for the different Lost Belts and whatnot. 3 was unfortunately like a little bit too short, but I do still want Chi Shi Huang now. I think that's really cool. Thankfully, I already have everybody in Lost Belt 4, so I don't have to go out of my way to get them, but I'm very happy that I have Ashvataman. I'm very happy that I do have Lakshmi Bai. I am missing Janaka, but thankfully she is on every single banner, so she will come to my Chaldea eventually, but I do also want her because that was some pretty cool, just mental force of will that she was able to exhibit in that Lost Belt. So regardless, I've been really liking this. And one of the things that somebody commented on one of my tweets was something to the effect of wanting the different NPC servants. And on the fly, I had this little theory about when and where we would actually be able to get these NPCs, because there is no way they actually went through, giving these guys art and everything, giving them different expressions, and, just honestly making some very memorable characters, and then they're not gonna cash in on that in some way. Well, I guess my theory is not really cashing in on it. It would be whenever we finish part 2, they add all these guys into the friend point gacha, because we have not gotten a batch of friend point units in quite a long time, and some of the newer ones that we've gotten, like Mary Anning or Nobukatsu, they're limited low rarity units, so they're technically added, but they're not added, if you know what I'm saying. They're not really always there. And I think this would be a really cool consolation prize for getting through all of part 2. Maybe they could be like story-locked friend point units, but I think it would be really nice because, it's way too much to ask for like Wotamine or Pepe or Ophelia to be, low rarity units that we can get. Plus, it just feels disrespectful. Doesn't it just feel weird if Wotamine is a 2-star servant? That just feels really, really strange, especially because he's going to be a pseudo-servant with Zeus or Atlas or something like that? That would just be a little bit bizarre. I would want that guy to be a 5-star because he is super cool. Now, Beryl, you can make him a 1-star unit. Just throw him in the bins. Because I'm just starting Lost Belt 6, and I already don't like this guy. And I think all of them really can work. Poxy from Lost Belt 1, the Wolfman, who is really cool, but unfortunately, being a giant Wolfman is kind of ruined because of the internet, so that is unfortunate for him, but I still like him. I think he's cool. He could definitely easily just be an archer or something along those lines. I mean, he's got a gun, so you could just throw him in line with, like, Billy the Kid and, like, Calamity Jane, all these people that just use guns. And I'd like to see what they would do for different Ascensions, different costumes. Because, when you read all of the comments that the artists make, and they're like, oh, I have all these outfits that I wanted to give this person, and we never really got to see them. I mean, fun fact, Kichi Hogan's artist actually put in the little display thing different costumes that they made for Kichi Hogan, and is saying, when are we going to get these? I made these different outfits, we have the designs, and for some reason we just don't have them. They're not like the most crazy elaborate things, but they are nice little different costumes and whatnot that I would definitely like. It's the same way that having the hood for Kagetora is kind of nice at the very least. But you could easily make him an archer. Moving into Gerda for Lost Belt 2, she's the only one that I don't quite have an idea for yet. because she kind of is just a little gremlin. This is also why I wanted to make this video, to get some thoughts from people in the comments as well, because I can't really recall her doing very much. I mean, like, she's very prevalent in Lost Belt 2, but, you know, she doesn't really have anything. She is just a little gremlin. Even Asha, I was able to think of something for Lost Belt 4, where instead of just throwing Asha out there to be the fighter, what you could do is you could make it her dad. Now, hold on, let me cook real quick. Because you don't want it to just be Asha by herself, because then she's gonna get kerblonkied by a bunch of people, and she is quite literally a little baby man. But think about it like this. Nobody likes the dad. The dad is not the nicest person, to put it lightly. And so if he's the one doing the fighting, you know, he's got an axe. He fought some of the Kali crocodile things in Lost Belt 4. You know, he's got some type of hands. Make him like a berserker or something. You let him do all the fighting. And then you also see him get game-ended a lot. He gets beat up by everybody. So it's a win-win. You get Asha technically in the game, but you also get the win in that the dad gets beat up all the time, right? And then I think the twins from Lost Belt 5 speak for themselves, you know, Adele and Markarios. You could just make them a caster, and I think they could almost be something like Chen Gong too, because they use a ton of different spells to both help and attack the enemy. Now, it does seem like they're more support-based, but they do have offensive spells going for them. They also have, like, weird dust creation spells so we can scuttle away or whatnot. So I think they would do well as like a low rarity support. I would kind of want them to get the 3-star treatment, kind of like Zhufu, low rarity support, because I do really like the twins. I mean, those are some of the ones that I've been looking around online, you know, to kind of see what the reviews were at the time, to see like, okay, well, this is what I think about it. Is there any like theories or other things that people at the time thought? And they're just really popular. Everybody seems to really, really like Adele and Markarios. So come on, like, just throw them in the game. Make them like a 3-star. Throw them in the friend point gacha. You know, just be cool, Lasengel. Be cool. Be nice. But Gerd is one of the only ones that I really can't think of. Now, Lost Belt 6, I know there are going to be a lot of different NPCs. Like, I just ran into the goblins really early on. I think it'd be hilarious to have them be a trio of just goofy goobers. Or you could do something like the Valkyries, and, you know, you have 3 different guys and 3 different ascensions. I think that could also work. And unfortunately, I know of events in Lost Belt 7, but I don't actually know that much about Lost Belt 7, so there could be some NPCs in there. I don't really know about them. I just know the highlights of what happens, and they do not really seem to involve NPCs. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is one of those things that I thought was kind of neat. I think it's a little bit of a cook. I don't think it's that preposterous. But maybe I am just an absolute loony person, right? Like, maybe I am just out of my mind. I'm just off my rocker, and somebody's got to be like, ZTL, you're the big stupid, all right? This is a dumb theory. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And even bonus points, if you have ideas for their kits, I think that also could work as well. Like, if you think not only will the twins be kind of like a small, like, support for low rarity stuff, but then if you also have ideas for how you could translate the different magics they used into different skills, I think that would also be very, very cool. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day, and I'll catch you on the flippity floppity.